everyone, this is Professor Benjamin, and the objective of this video is to walk you through step 4 of your scientific method assignment. If you have not already, you probably want to check out my videos for step 1, step 2, and step 3 are together in one video, and they all can be found under the scientific method assignment in the module, and you'll see those videos right there, and they'll walk you through step 1, step 2, step 3. And this video is going to walk you through this document, step 4. Remember, I cannot open any other documents but .doc or .docs or PDF. I've put restrictions on the module, but make sure that you understand that. You can upload them all at one time, or you can upload the documents separately, and I will see them all on Canvas. Please understand that and remember that I cannot accept any assignments past the due date. So even if they're 1 minute past the due date and you email them to me, I cannot accept those. I teach an enormous amount of students throughout the year, and everything gets confusing if it's not within the module. And it's very important for us to learn to meet due dates. I know emergencies happen, and I know things happen. You are given drop forum and quizzes, but unfortunately the assignments, I cannot drop any of those because they help us meet the learning outcomes for this course. So let's walk through the experiments. If you click on here, it'll open up the document, and here's the document. I will walk you through the first experiment, and then you can do the second two by yourselves. And we're reinforcing concepts that we've learned already in the other worksheets. So we are looking at independent variable, dependent variable, control group, experimental group, and constants, which we've already covered in the other worksheets. So this is just a tool to reinforce those. I've used my children as models in these experiments. So let me walk you through this first one. Cortland was told a certain itching powder was the newest best thing on the market. It even claims to cause 50% longer lasting itches. Interested in this product, they buy the itching powder and compares it to other itching powder products. Test subject A is sprinkled with the original itching powder, and test subject B was sprinkled with an experimental itching powder. Hint, hint, experimental. Test subject C was not sprinkled with any itching powder. Subject A reported having itches for 30 minutes, and subject B reported having itches for 45 minutes. So now we need to find out what the independent variable is, what the dependent variable is. Remember, an independent variable is the thing you intend to vary. So what is the thing that we intend to vary in this experiment? Well, the thing that we intend to vary in this experiment is the itching powders, correct? So we're looking at what itching powder will cause a longer itch, okay? And that actually leads us into what our dependent variable is. Our dependent variable is what we can measure, the measurable of the quantitative assessment. So we need to look at that. What do you intend to measure? Well, we intend to measure the time that the itching powder lasts for. Right? So we intend to measure the time the itching powder lasts for. So our dependent variable is the time the itching powder lasts. What is the control group? Now this can be a little tricky because we have 3 groups, correct? We have test subject A, test subject B, and test subject C. Test subject A is sprinkled with the original itching powder. B is with the experimental itching powder. And C doesn't get anything at all, not even a fake or a placebo. They don't get anything. So there's one of them in there that's just in there for a trick. So we are not going to look at test subject C in terms of this. Cross that out because it's just put in there to confuse you. The control group is test subject A, which was the one that was with the original itching powder. So remember, we're going to see the original itching powder. Everyone gets itching powder, but we're going to see which one lasts longer. Test subject B was sprinkled with the experimental itching powder. Now, if test subject C was sprinkled with baking soda or something that looked like the itching powder, then that would be the control group. But in this, it doesn't say that. It says it wasn't given anything at all. So they can't be a control group because the control group, you have to be given something because of the psychological value, is that you have to be given something to make it look like you're given something. Whether you really are or not is up to whoever the person who's running the experiment. you kind of never know whether you were given the sugar pill or maybe you're given an injection that had nothing in it. You don't know that. So that's why C is removed from this equation. What constant should Cortland use in his experiment? Well, this is really important. What arm are you putting it on? What part of the arm you're putting it on? Everybody has to get the same amount of itching powder. So everyone has to be given 2 grams of the itching powder, and it's placed on the arm between the elbow and the forearm or something, right? You got to make sure that you explain exactly where it's given on the arm, how much is given on the arm. That all has to stay the same, correct? The amount has to stay the same. And then maybe it actually might be a difference in age groups. Age groups probably should be the same. Whether they're male or female should be the same. Maybe different skin types. So they need to be the constants in the experiment so that you take other variables out. Okay? So that's really what I'm looking for in terms of this worksheet. I'm going to let you do experiment 2 and 3. I know you can do it without my help because we've worked through a lot of these worksheets together. I'll read you through Harper's one. Harper notices that her shower is covered in a strange green slime. Her friend Chris tells her that coconut juice will get rid of the green slime. Harper decides to check this out by spraying 1/3 of the shower with coconut juice, 1/3 of the shower with water, and 1/3 of the shower was not sprayed with anything. After 3 days of treatment, there's no change in the appearance of the green slime on either sides of the shower. So this is something you want to look at. What's the control group? What's the experimental group? What's the independent, dependent variable? And then what are the constants? So you need to make sure you have the constant listed as well. And the last one is Teg believes that mice exposed to gamma rays become extra strong. He decides to perform an experiment by exposing 10 mice to gamma rays for 10 seconds. He then compares these 10 mice to other 10 mice that had not been exposed to the gamma rays. His test consists of a heavy block of wood that blocked the mouse food. He found that 8 out of the 10 mice exposed to gamma rays were able to push the block away. 7 out of the 10 mice not exposed to gamma rays were able to push the block away. So this is something that you want to try and do. Just try it. I mean, it's worth your time and energy to try and figure out these answers for these experiments. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. Just try it and submit it, and I'll let you know whether you get them right or not, okay? Just do your best and try your best on this assignment.